Hello and welcome to the Bumpa Business Stories podcast. I'm your host, Talula Doherty Adetono. And if you're wondering what Bumpa is, well, think of Bumpa as your e-commerce best friend, helping you to grow and track your sales both online and offline with a website, inventory tracking, analytics, and a whole lot more. Check it out at www.getbumpa.com. Now, on to the reason we are all here. Today's guest, her name is Gift, Iyiola, and she's the founder of Giftedclothingz, which is a sunglasses, hats, belts, scarves, all-round accessories brand.
Yes.
Gift, it's so nice to have you on the podcast.
I am so excited to be here. I'm so happy to be here. Thank you for inviting me.
You're so welcome. You can't be more excited than us because we want to get into your story. We've been seeing you, on Instagram for years. You have an amazing personality. You're always so bubbly, always so smiley, and you have just the biggest selection of beautiful, luxurious glasses and accessories. So let's talk about how you even started off, as a business owner. What made you want to go into selling accessories?
I think what pushed me was from the beginning was the fact that there was this hunger. I would say this hunger to be successful, this hunger to make money for my family, for myself. First off, it was even my family at first because I wanted them to live better. Do you understand?
Yes.
So that pushed me and I wanted to just go for it and make that money. But along the line, I realized that I had this flair for marketing. I lit up whenever I want to talk about a brand or a product. So I was like, okay, there's no point stressing myself. This is it. Let me just go for it. And I started off, I did not start with fashion accessories at first. I started off with makeup. From makeup, I went to clothing. From clothing, what else did I do? I did a whole lot.
Really? What year did you start? When did you start?
I started when I was in uni.
Okay.
But not really full, like I did not really go fully into business from uni. But when I came out and I wanted to start searching for jobs. And my boyfriend, my husband now, as at then, told me.
Shout out to Chef Tolu.
Shout out to him. He told me and he was like, what are you looking for? You have this in you. Right from school, you've always been the business type. So what exactly are you looking for? Just start something. And I was like, okay. But that peer pressure.
Yes.
You're seeing your mates, they're already getting 1 or 2 jobs. I just wanted to. And I said, okay, let me listen to him. I listened to him and I just said, let me start with clothing. And I started stocking both China outfits, both Turkey outfits, and I was selling. But I wasn't still feeling it. It wasn't it for me until I was like, okay, let me try sunglasses. And I knew as I did that sunglasses fit me so well. Like you can see the one on me.
Your face shape is just perfect for sunglasses.
And I went online. I was like, okay, let me check what is happening in the sunglass world on Instagram. And I wasn't seeing anything. I wasn't seeing something that was really attractive. And all I saw was just, I think, 1 or 2 pages that were selling glasses as at then. And you will see them put the glasses on the floor and snap.
Or on those rugs, those rugs.
Or a white carton and snap. And I was like, okay, I can wear these glasses and allow people see what it looks like on a human. And I started from there. That alone just set me aside, just took me from that 0 level to, let's say, number 5.
Wow.
Do you understand? Because I started with something different.
So that was already your competitive advantage.
Exactly. I started with something different. So if you want to start and you already have that passion, you already have that skill, just make sure you start with something different from the norm. different from what other people are doing.
I think that's amazing advice. And I want to talk more about marketing and influencing, because marketing and influencing are they're not the same thing, but they're very, very similar.
Yes.
And with your brand, I feel like you've been able to master both marketing, so letting people know that these are your products, this is the range that you have,
Yes.
but also influencing. And I was saying before we started the podcast that I am a customer of yours, even before I knew you or had met you, and it's because there's a way you have of influencing both for your own brand and for other brands, which I know that you do. There's something about the way that you advertise products it's an excitement, it's an authenticity, a genuineness that comes across that gets people to part with their hard-earned money. So let's talk about that as well.
So I noticed along the line that I have this natural influence on people. So let's say my friends, whenever I wear something, my friends would be like, oh, I want it. But I also had another thing, which was the flair to market, the flair to push a product. So I just added both together. It's more like when you have a skill and you realize that you have a skill, read more about it, learn about it, do it every day so you can master it. So for me, I had a passion to market my own product. I knew the lines I would use to market my product. So whenever you come to me to say, oh, I want you to influence my product, I also know what to tell people to push your brand out there. So it's a skill that over time I have mastered.
Yes, because the way you do it, that really gets me, is that you do it in a really natural way. So it's not like you're saying, oh, come and buy, let's say you're influencing for a clothing brand or a shoe brand. You're not saying, come and buy these shoes. You sort of influence, your day-to-day life with storytelling elements, and that brings that item.
That's the skill with long-term experience coming together. Because I know I can just say, oh, please come and buy this product. That's what most influencers do. The product is very good, you enjoy this product. No, look for a story. Add a story to it. When you add, and again, look for people's pain points. Once you know their pain points, you know where to bring that marketing or that story from and push out there. People will believe you more.
I agree. And you see, I'm such a fan of yours because I have so many things I love about you. Another thing I love about you is even when you're marketing your own, sunglasses and your products, your glam is on 100. You haven't just come, you do everything with a spirit of excellence and intentionality, right?
Exactly.
So you don't just say, okay, well, I'm just going to market the sunglasses, pass the sunglasses. I know your ring light is set up. I know your camera is in place. I know, you know your angles, you know the way that you're taking the pictures and all of that. So there is a strategy and a plan.
There is a strategy and a plan. And again, I am very, very intentional when I want to push my product out there. I am extremely intentional. I will not just show up. I will plan that show up. So most times, if you are on point, people are attracted to you. And when they are attracted to you, they are attracted to that product. You cannot just out of laziness or let me just be intentional about it. Make sure you plan your day to day. If you know you want to shoot or you want to push a content out there tomorrow, start planning, let's say last week. You cannot just show up that tomorrow and expect to look your best. No. And online now, it's a very competitive world. There are lots of businesses out there trying to push. You cannot just show up looking anyhow.
I
cannot just do that.
I agree with you. But I want to talk about how you've been able to be consistent, because we all want to be consistent. Everybody loves the idea of consistency. But when it comes to those days when you wake up and you're like, well, do I have to straighten my hair? Do I have to now do makeup? Not every day is easy. So how have you been able to master the art of consistency?
If I want to talk about consistency, we might not live here today, because consistency is a whole lot. First off, you have to still be very intentional. if you tell yourself that I will do this every day, even when you are tired, even when you're drained, you will know that it will be mentally registered here that you're supposed to do something. It's okay for you to rest. It's okay for you to relax. But consistency, you have to show up every day. If you sleep for 7 hours at night and you wake up, you're supposed to do something in the morning. You wake up and you're still on your bed. That is laziness. That is laziness. So it means that you're not even on that path yet of being consistent. If you want to be consistent, you have to check your health first of all.
Yeah.
Make sure your health is on point for you to be able to show up every day. They say little drops of water makes the mighty ocean.
Yes.
If you do not show up every day, there's no mighty ocean that will come. There is nothing like any mighty ocean. So you have to do it every day, even if you're not, you feel like, because it's not like you're not seeing progress. You feel like you're not seeing progress. I know there is progress there, but you just feel like still stay there. Do it every day till you master it and you become the best.
The master of the game or the mistress of the game.
Yes.
I love that. Those words are so inspiring, and I know that you're definitely speaking to a lot of people out there who are struggling with consistency, who know, they know what they're supposed to be doing, but to get the motivation to do it may not always be there. So I really love those words. So let's talk about challenges, because we all know that business is never smooth. It can sometimes be a bit of a bumpy road. So I want to talk about challenges you may have faced in your business, and one of them that I know about is actually when your Instagram page got disabled and you had to start from scratch, but you managed to bounce back even better than ever. So I want to talk about that particular challenge, how you were able to overcome it, and any other obstacles or challenges that you faced.
That was the most difficult time of my life, if I would want to be honest with myself. I cried. I felt like 6 years of hard work just went off in seconds. But something that really helped me that I will also talk about is you have to be intentional. You can't just be running a business every day without your contacts, without email lists, without a proper inventory. You have to be intentional. Even if you do not have money to build a proper website, Bumpa is there. Do something. Bumpa is a very affordable option. So do something. You can afford Bumpa. If you start a business, even if you have the money to start a business, you have the money to afford Bumpa. So start with that. So my contact list actually helped me. Then I grouped my WhatsApp contacts into different broadcast lists. So I had to go back to sending people messages, bulk SMSs, broadcast messages on WhatsApp, email lists. Then what else? I just kept going every day. There were times I would not come here and lie to you. There were times where I would just lie down on the bed and I would not want to do anything. I would not want to post on a new page because it was so discouraging. But I had to remind myself, hunger will beat you.
I love that. You just started thinking, well, let me just get myself together because
hunger will beat you. So you just have to do what you have to do. Do what you have to do.
You're a very strong person. I know a lot of people that has happened to, their page getting disabled, and they just don't even know where to start because they've not, you had the foresight to do, you had the contacts of your clients, so you were able to find a way, whether, like you said, SMS messaging or email, to still contact them and reach out to them. But some people don't have that. And I know even in terms of partnerships, because when I realized your page had been disabled was because Nigerian brand chick had said, her page has been, this is her new page. I was like, oh, okay. So I now just immediately followed your new page.
You have to be intentional about your circle.
Yes.
Be very intentional about your circle. You need, I keep telling people, in your circle, someone that will make you accountable when it comes to your health. Then secondly, your financial goals. You need that person that will drill you, that will tell you, how much have you saved this month? How much have you dropped this? Do you understand? Then you need somebody that would help your social life. Because business can be depressing. Business will drain the entire thing out of you. You need someone that will remind you of your social life and make you still bubble. Then lastly, you need someone that would emotionally, you need someone that will be there for you, that you can easily talk to. You see these 4 category of people, don't joke with them. Intentionally bring them into your life. If you notice, people I mentioned right now, they are the major people that would still help your growth.
Yes.
Because you need your health to survive.
Most importantly, yes.
You need financial savings. You need to save to survive. You can't just be running your business. I see so many people make that mistake. They just run their business day to day, forgetting the fact that those tiny profits you make every day, you're supposed to take a part of it. I will tell you straight up, go straight to your bank. Tell them you need to automate a standing order. And in as far as you make money every day.
Yes.
If you run an online business, definitely you make money every day. Automate a standing order. They deduct a tiny bit of the money every day. In a year, you'll be surprised at how much you would have saved. You'll be very surprised. I did all what I told you about secretly.
Yes.
I did all that from my daily savings.
Wow.
My daily savings. You don't need to. People just want to gather that money out.
Yes, people just want to see the bulk money at one time, and
use it for. No, it might not come, except you have probably that major project that you hit and you make the bulk money for.
Want to scale your business sales this year? Then get the #1 sales app for businesses today, Bumpa, and you'll never struggle with running, managing, closing, or tracking your sales ever again. It has all the powerful solutions your business needs to run sales easily. A fully functional website, business analytics, discounts and coupons creator, inventory tracking, and CRM tool for sending emails and SMS to your customers all in one place. And here's a neat trick. You can connect your Instagram to your Bumpa app and start closing sales 2 times faster. And no, I'm not done. If you run a big business with staff, you can monitor their activities and delegate tasks to them, especially if you receive a lot of orders. You can also restrict their roles and what they see on your store. You can get started now with just 2,500 Naira for the Bumpa Starter Plan or 5,000 Naira for the Bumpa Pro Plan. Download the Bumpa app on the Apple Store or Play Store and subscribe to take your business to the next level this year.
Okay, I love that we're talking about finances, because I know a lot of business owners get very confused about their finances, especially for me, when it usually hits me and others is, that end of year accounting. When you do your end of year accounting and you see what I've made XYZ amount in a year, where is the money?
Exactly.
You don't know where the money went.
You don't know where it went.
Yes, that's always a big shocker. So how would you advise? I know you've talked about the daily savings, but are there other things that business owners can do in order to be able to see the financial gain from their businesses, and even in terms of pricing? Because you were just telling me that you include everything in your price. When you import, there's the price of importation, the shipping, I guess the cost of your goods. Everything, every cost is included within your final price, and it's still affordable. How? What magic? Tell us.
There's no magic to it. Just make sure, as a business owner, if you want to stand out as a business owner, make sure you go to the grassroots. Make sure whoever you're buying from, whoever is probably someone that buys from the manufacturer, or you're dealing directly with the manufacturer.
Okay.
Once you do that, you've cut a lot of financial loophole, a lot of money draining your pockets. You've cut a lot of that. So when you buy from, let's say you buy directly from the manufacturer and it comes straight to whichever country you are, just know that all your expenses, your running costs must be added to that product, the cost of that product. Add it. After adding all that, make sure you put extra. Pad it a bit. Pad it a bit. When you're done padding it, you'll be surprised that you still have excess profit. Another thing that kills most business owners is first off their expenses, their cost of living. You're running a business and you just started. First, you went to take loan to open a very big space, and you are just starting. It cannot work. Except probably you have one baba. You're probably one baba Molo, I don't used to speak that Yoruba. That would give you that bulk money.
Yes.
But once you're starting with that small money, you cannot just say, oh, I want to start by taking a loan to build a certain business. It cannot work. Except probably you've gotten to that level in business.
Yes.
We're talking about them down within level. You can take a bulk loan and do what you need to do because you know it will come back.
Yes.
So basically, your lifestyle again, that's another thing. Some people, they start making money every day. You see them balling.
Every day.
You see them balling. I'm not saying you should not enjoy yourself. It's very, very important. But first off, put your income into consideration. You can't just start a business and you're dipping money into that business. So for me now, I have trained my team to the extent that I cannot just take the company tab to transfer money from the company account. I do not even have access.
So you don't have access to your own. That's amazing.
I do not have access to it.
So that discipline is there.
Exactly. That discipline is there. At the end of the month, the same way my staff would wait for salary, I wait for my salary. Even now, I've gotten to the point where I don't even wait for my salary because there's something else giving me the money. Which is my influencing.
Yes, you're influencing. Let us not forget about your influencing. How did you now add that to the roster of services that you offer? Because you started off just purely as a businesswoman, and then you started branching out to influencing for other brands and companies. So what made you add that extra income stream?
So I was getting too many inquiries about it, and I knew it was just the right time. I was supposed to have started earlier, but I felt I was not ready. I knew that I needed to place my business in a certain level where it can run fully on its own without my daily input. So I got to that level and I decided, okay, it's time for me to build something out of this crowd that I have gathered around myself.
Yes.
So it was not easy. I had to go learn. Another thing again I see most business owners do is they don't want to learn every day. They are tired, they are drained. They don't even have that extra time to learn every day. Because first off, you're not delegating.
Yes.
If you delegate, you have extra time to work on impacting yourself, work on getting more knowledge that would help your personal growth and also your business. So I got to that point where I said, okay, it was time for me to learn more about marketing, how to push other people's brand. So if you notice on my Instagram, if I am marketing a brand, there is a story behind it. I don't just show up and say, oh, please patronize this. There is always a story behind it. I always want to make people feel at ease when they want to shop from such brand.
Most definitely. And I can attest to the power of your crowd because you've done some influencing for one of my businesses, and I know that there are levels of influencers that I definitely felt that the love from your community, the trust that your community have, for you, and the way they just want to support everything that you're doing was really mind-blowing for me.
Another thing that we need to talk about, when you have integrity, people tend to trust you more. Let's go down to the basic now. If, let's say, a particular customer receives a faulty item, slightly faulty, and you're going on, oh, I cannot change it, I cannot do this, I cannot do that, I cannot refund. For my peace of mind, there's some items I will just look at it. When they bring a complaint to me, I'll refund that customer fully and tell the customer to still keep the item.
Really?
Yes.
Just for that trust.
thank you. Because if you want to be honest with yourself, there is a fault there. Okay, you have a policy that would say you return and you exchange, or at times you don't need all those back and forth.
True.
Because if we want to be honest with ourselves, those complaints might just be 1 out of 100, 2 out of 100. So why not just let go? So over time, people have come to trust me because I have proven to them that you can trust me. So if you're a business owner, you know definitely, it's probably just 1 or 2 complaints out of 100. Just fix it. Just bring down your pride and fix it. If you have to refund, do the refund and let there be peace. You can't just show up on social media and be ranting and ranting. I see so many people do that. Just show up and be ranting and ranting. It's fine. Just that money you're refunding is not the entire worth of your business. Just at times let go and you'll be fine. You realize that tiny action alone, that person you did that for, we recommend you to over 20 people.
Yes. I agree with that. I do agree with that. Because it's so rare for people to do that they'll be so impressed and so happy.
Most of them say it's like, you are actually refunding me. We'll be like, yes, ma'am, because this is faulty. And the fault came from us.
Yes.
So let's just do it and let it go.
Yeah.
But we are making them know that it's not like a consistent thing. It's not like next time you come and you have to show us an evidence that this particular product you received is faulty.
It's faulty, and that's why. That's
so
amazing.
I built that trust based on years and years and years of people patronizing me, and they see. The thing is, you'll be surprised. People watch, people see these things. They are just probably silent on social media.
Yes.
They see these things and they talk. They speak to themselves. So if you're not a trustworthy brand, they know.
The word will spread. The word will spread.
They probably they will just be quiet about it. But they know. Whichever opportunity you have, make sure you use it well.
I love that too, because there's so many opportunities that people take for granted. Maybe a small opportunity, but it's still an opportunity to showcase your brand and to showcase the sort of business owner or vendor that you are. Thank you so much. These pearls of wisdom are just everywhere. I'm loving it. Let's talk about trends now, because you're always on trend with your sunglasses. You always have the latest styles. I remember, I think it was last summer, there was one sort of reflective style of sunglasses that I was seeing all over social media, and then it was on your page and it was really affordable, and I bought them straight away. So how are you able to stay on top of the trends to make sure that, your stock is always what's popping?
So be ready to research. Just be ready to research. I can stay up all night researching in my business, like researching in my line. I follow lots of, you can't be in, let's say you're in a fashion industry. You can't be in a fashion industry and not follow celebrities, especially fashion, high fashion, people like Toke Makinwa and the rest. For sunglasses, I know people that I follow on a steady, and once a designer brand, like a brand comes out, you see that on them immediately. So immediately I see that, I forward to my factory. Please make this. So you have to be on top of your game. Research. Keep learning every day.
Interesting. So you have to, there's so much you have to do. I'm like, wow, this is like the 100th thing you've told us we have to do. It's not easy to be successful, but it's definitely worth it. It's definitely worth it. And you've had thousands of clients over the years. How many thousand clients do you think you've sold sunglasses to since you started?
So recently I did a research. I was looking way back and I realized that I have sold to over 200.
Wow.
Yes.
Wow.
So from that, I intentionally wrote 500,000 on my social media platform, because there's some people who sold to and we don't even have a record.
Wow.
So those are the lessons I learned early in my business. So many people I sold to and I do not even have a record.
So you sold over 500,000 pairs of sunglasses.
Is it pairs of? I'm talking about customers.
Customers come.
If we talk
500,000
about
customers.
If we talk about pairs of glasses, because personally I would even say I have mostly international customers than Nigerian.
So I want to talk about
Maybe
them.
They are, let's say 60-50%.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Yes.
Because for me, I am like a major supplier that makes glasses from a factory in China. So it's more like people on AliExpress would buy from me. People that sell their product on AliExpress would buy from me.
Really?
Yes, because it's really, really affordable. So people from major markets here in Nigeria buy from me. People from Ghana buy from me.
Wow.
So lots of people in sunglass business, they know already.
So you sell both wholesale and retail.
Wholesale and retail.
So how
Totally wholesale.
Majorly wholesale.
Totally wholesale.
Wow. So how are you able to sort of structure your organizations, in order to attend to your retail customers who are just buying maybe 1, 2, 2 or 3, and then the wholesalers who buy in very large quantities?
Yeah, so mostly it's just like you asked earlier, the pricing. Once you've fixed your pricing well, I'm not saying you should shortchange yourself. Fix your pricing well. People will look for you. People will see you. And they will reach out to you and they will buy. So make sure your pricing is right, first off. You will attract a lot of people.
Yes.
I'm not saying you should reduce your price to the barest minimum, no. But try your best. I know the percentage I make from my wholesale. I know the percentage I make from my retail. I know that I depend on numbers. I depend on the quantity that I sell. Because if I do not reduce my price to that level, the glasses I'm producing, they will just remain in my warehouse.
Yes.
So I have to be intentional about my pricing.
Okay, so do you have an accountant that assists you in sort of doing your numbers with you to make sure everything is on track?
Yes, we have an in-house accountant.
An in-house accountant, okay.
She's really good.
Okay, I'm happy you said that, because some people are not numbers people and they may just think, oh well, how am I going to start doing that if I'm not a numbers person?
I'm not a number person. I do not even. My husband knows me. If you bring numbers here right now, I just go blank. Like I will not even know what to do. So from the beginning, I already knew that was. And again, as a business owner, you should know your strengths and your weaknesses. I already knew from the beginning that is one of my weaknesses. So I made sure I was intentional about it. So I reach out to people that I know can help me in that aspect of my business.
Yeah. Perfect. And that's how all the great things have been happening. I love it. Thank you so much. So now you're a wife, you're a mother, you're also a business owner, you're a friend. I want to talk about how you're able to balance all the different parts of your life. We touched on this a little bit earlier, but as a business owner, like you said yourself, you can be so consumed in your business that you just forget about certain other aspects of your life. You forget you need to have a social life, like you said. There's certain other things you may need to attend, maybe relationships that you're not attending to because you're not putting in the time, because you're so stressed, you're overwhelmed and all of that. So how have you been able to just make sure every single aspect of your life is flourishing and not consumed by your business?
I will not sit down here and lie. I will not say it's been easy. I know that at a point in my life, I was lacking in my social life. Then most times, I never even knew I was depressed at that point. So I got to the point where my business pushed me to that level where I became depressed. So most times, if you are not, it still falls back on intent. You have to be intentional. If you're not intentional, you don't know when it's time to rest. For me, when it comes to my business, I am a perfectionist. So I always want everything to be done right. So if you get consumed in that, you forget when you're supposed to rest. You forget when you're supposed to be there for your friends. You forget when you're supposed to be there for your family. I got to that point. So most times you learn you learn from your mistakes. That's another point. You have to be ready to make mistakes and learn. When you make mistakes, it's okay to feel bad, probably 1 or 2 days, but bounce back. Realize that you're human, you have blood flowing in your veins. You will make mistakes. So when you realize that you've made a mistake, learn from it and move on. So at the point in my life, I realized I have made several mistakes. I had no friends. I was just consumed in my business. And even for my kid, because I knew I had a kid then, I wasn't really showing up for him. I was not there for him. Even thank God for a very understanding man. Thank God. So he was there all through to understand the fact that, okay, this is what is going on.
Yes.
And we both came together and made it work. So emotionally, I was off balance. I was consuming myself in work. But at the point I realized I need to move on. I need to do what is right. So I had to go back, intentionally teach myself all those things. It was an intentional thing. Then I intentionally created a circle where I know that once they call me, once I see their call, I know that they want to ask me the right questions.
Yeah. So how did you do that? Because as you're talking, I'm getting so emotional because I know I can really relate to being just consumed with work and just being a perfectionist, wanting certain things to happen, wanting to hit certain milestones and just really pursuing that. And sometimes to the detriment of other things, like you're saying. So how were you able to cultivate that circle? How were you able to bring yourself out of it?
So for me, because I am very, very, very loving, people tend to always want to be in my circle. But along the line, I forgot that. Do you understand? I forgot the fact that I am a very bubbling person. I'm a very good person. I would say good person. So those people that I abandoned along the line, they were still there, but not so close.
Yes.
So I had to go back to the drawing table. I had to intentionally write down people that have always been there for me. So I had to categorize them. This person is good at this. It's an intentional thing.
This word intentionality is the one word I'm going to take away from today's podcast.
It's an intentional thing. I had to intentionally. I knew most of my friends that I have in my life, they were the ones that first reached out to me. So it's not like I'm lacking friends. It's just that I was not intentional about them. So I had to categorize them. This and this is this person in my life. This and this and this and this. And I had the top 4. I had to intentionally reach out to them. I am sorry, I apologized. I did all sorts and I made them know that this is what I want out of this relationship.
Yes.
Out of this friendship. So you can't, and again, some people would cunningly want to use people. No. Once you know that you need a particular person in your life, go forth, approach that person. And you know that person would benefit you.
Yes.
Approach that person. Don't be shy to do it. Tell the person this and this and this is what I want out of this friendship.
This is such an interesting way to approach. I've never heard
You'll be
of.
surprised.
This is no, it's amazing because
There's a friend of mine that her name is Stutch Beddings. I don't know if you know Stutch Beddings.
I know her online
She
from
used to
Instagram.
tell me she intentionally reached out to me because she knew that she wanted this and this out of me.
Yes.
And today we've been almost 6 years.
Wow.
Going really strong.
Wow, that's amazing.
So you have to be intentional even with your people you have in your circle.
In your circle, yes.
If you know you like someone so much and that person will bring great value to you, approach them.
Why is my heart beating so fast?
Approach them.
Okay, we're gonna be as brave as you. I feel like this is, you have to be brave, to approach the person and just to be upfront. But I like that because I think sometimes, people have those feelings, but they try and go through the corner, or they just try and how are you now? They're just using different styles to try to get close.
If the person you're approaching is a very matured person with great understanding, they would know that they also need you in.
Yes.
And also be ready to give out value. You can't be the one always taking from them.
Yeah.
You're ready to give out value.
Yeah.
If they know you have a lot to offer, they will gladly accept you with plenty of hugs.
Yes. So it's a two-way street. Oh my God, I feel like we had a masterclass, not just in business, but in marketing, in life, in friendships.
So much. I have so much. I even had to asterisk.
Okay. All right. So last question I'm going to ask actually because we have a game we're going to play as well. But last question I'm going to ask is, about logistics. We know that doing business in Nigeria, logistics can be very, very stressful in terms of people wanting their item like this minute. They order it online now. They want it the next minute because they're somehow magically always traveling and things like that.
Yeah.
So how have you been able to deal with the logistics side of your business and also, shipping to clients internationally as well? How are you able to fulfill those orders?
Okay, so first off, if you want to attract great delivery companies, you have to be ready to build your business to a level where you have volume. Let's even leave that aside. Let's assume you're just starting. Let's start from the basics. Let's assume you're just starting. Be ready to research on the best delivery company out there that make sure they have integrity. Because if they do not have integrity, there's really nothing you can do. You just keep shouting and customers, you keep losing customers.
Mm-hmm.
So make sure you find that best delivery company. At the beginning when I started, I knew I had a man that was living beside me. I studied him to a certain level. I knew I could trust him. I called him. I said, do you think you can do this delivery thing? That was when I just started, at the beginning. Do you think you can do this delivery thing? So for someone that also wants to make money,
of course,
I can. So immediately he wakes up in the morning, brings his bike, comes to my place, picks up packages, zooms out. So that effect of very swift delivery, people would. So I had people that would buy in the morning because they received very fast in the afternoon. They would still buy again.
Wow.
Do you understand?
Yes.
So you have to really know that I have to research on the best out there. So it got to a point where I knew that my business was growing to a level where I will not be dependent on only one man. I had to research on the best delivery company out there. Then I got to a point again where delivery companies were reaching out to me themselves because they knew I had the volume. So I had to calm down. I had to do my background check to know the right delivery company that would be able to do. And right now I have First Delivery. Shout out to First Delivery. I have them right now and they're really doing an amazing job. Then for international packages, I know I use DHL, strictly DHL.
Okay.
Because I really do not want any form of stress.
Yes.
Any form of lost goods and the rest. I do not want all that. Except you as a customer, you say, oh, please use so or cargo my items to me. Then we go the extra mile.
Yeah.
Then for within Lagos, we make sure if your business is in a certain state, let's assume you're in Benin or you're in Lagos. Let's use Lagos as an example. Make sure you have 2 delivery options for your customers, because you will have those very rich clients that are not ready to waste time.
Yes.
So make sure, and they can afford 7K. You'll be surprised someone will pay 7K to receive a glasses of 399. You'll be surprised. So if you can, make sure you have an express delivery on standby.
Okay.
Okada is a very good option.
Yeah, Gokada is great.
Exactly. Use Gokada and they deliver very, very fast.
So, Gift, we have a game that we play with all our guests that come on the podcast. It's called the Bumpa E-commerce Trivia Game. I'm going to ask you a few questions to test your knowledge of e-commerce. Are you ready?
Okay, I think so.
Yeah? Here we go. Okay. What is the word used to describe the percentage of a website's visitors who take a desired action, such as making a purchase? A, conversion rate. B, click-through rate. C, bounce rate. Or D, engagement rate.
I think conversion rate.
Are you sure?
I'm not a tech person. I think conversion rate.
You're right. Yeah. Okay. That's one. We have 3 more questions to go. But you're doing well. You're doing well. Second question. What is the word used to describe the practice of offering additional products or upgrades to customers during the checkout process? A, upselling. B, cross-selling. C, downselling. Or D, bundling.
I think upselling.
You are right once again.
Are you serious?
Oh my God, this question, I have to make the questions harder. Harder questions. You're really getting it. Okay. All right, third question. The question is, what type of marketing involves leveraging influential personalities to promote products or brands through their social media platforms? Is it A, content marketing, B, influencer marketing, C, guerrilla marketing, or D, viral marketing?
Influencer marketing.
Yeah.
Did I get it?
Yes, you got it. 3. So one more. You're doing really well. You said you're not a tech person.
Yeah, but I have a website, and most times, you know, all these website people.
Yes.
They just mess you up.
Yes.
They mess you up.
So you have to know.
So you have to know the basics.
Okay. Last question. Let's see if you'll get 100%. Let's see how it's gonna go. Okay. I'm shocked. Okay. What is the word used to describe the process of persuading customers to complete their purchase after abandoning their shopping cart? Is it A, remarketing, B, retargeting, C, re-engagement, or D, recovery?
This one is hard. Start this again.
The question. Okay. What is the word used to describe the process of persuading customers to complete their purchase after abandoning their shopping cart? Is it A, remarketing, B, retargeting, C, re-engagement, or D, recovery?
I think recovery.
Is that your final answer?
Let me go with remarketing.
Is that your final answer?
Oh my God. Remarketing.
Oh, if you had gone with recovery, you would have gone 4 out of 4. It was recovery. Oh, so 3.
Oh
So 3. You are so, no one's gotten 4 out of 4 so far. You are so close, and you're almost there. So but still, you did really, really well. Gift, thank you so much for coming on the Bumpa Business Stories podcast and being so gracious and so open with sharing your story. I feel like the word, what word was it that you kept saying? You have to be intentional. That's it. That word is going to stick with me. And I feel like that word is sort of just a definition of you, because you are so intentional with your business, with everything that you do. And we've even learned that you can't just get up and go. You have to have structure. You've got to be intentional, and you've got to be consistent. So thank you so much for your time, and wishing you lots more success with Gifted Clothingz and all of your other ventures in the future. Thank you.